my inspiration is pretty much myself, everything what surrounds me, my family, my kids. It's all very close by. I don't go far. I shoot pictures in my house, everyday things which I see and which are attractive to me to try to make an image out.
My inspiration is kind of hard to say. I would say I draw my inspiration from other artists where I see the artwork that's similar to what I think or similar to the technique or style that I'm trying to get or even similar to it. And also I draw my inspiration from my life experiences. I tend to make art or make my experiences on paper by how I feel at the moment in time. So if I'm having a long period of, let's say, of unsettling moments, either sadness or grief, I might tend to put it down on paper at some point and try to make it as an art form, basically.
About everything inspires me, from movies to music, my children, God, life, marriage, quirky things. I let the most bizarre things inspire me. I don't try to limit myself to inspiration. So sometimes artists, I find, they will get stuck in one genre and stuck in one style, whereas I've produced all these works in the past, few months, for the most part, past 3 months, except for this one and this one. And my style keeps changing, and I kind of like that, where most artists find that very unprofessional, and I do get dogged for it, I do get ridiculed for it, but I don't care.
Because I shoot architectural photography, and it's just outside the door of the studio. It's a beautiful building and historical, looks really interesting, and I thought it also fitted within my commercial architectural photography as well. I like the consideration that you need to put into working out the specific angles and lighting, and the patience and the craft in photographing an interesting building. I also used to want to be an architect, and it's the closest thing I could be to be an architect, is photograph the buildings.
So the inspiration for this work, I've often thought that myself, because all of this work has become very intuitive in how it's created, and when I look back and I think about what it actually symbolizes, for me it's there are many pieces in everyone's life that make up the story in their life, and in my case there was a lot of understanding that happened having moved from India to Australia, having grown up with migrant kids and discovering what it means to be Australian, etc., etc., and then learning about musicians and international musicians who don't have boundaries. They build their repertoire of songs based on various experiences, and that tells the story of who they are as a person. So there's a lot of things. I haven't really pinpointed anything in particular, but the inspirations get absorbed and they come out, and they make sense after the fact.